Hi, this is the voice of Heidie Calero with another interesting economic capsule on the Puerto Rico economy. Today we will continue with the other crisis that I mentioned in our past capsule regarding the medical center in Puerto Rico, the crown, the jewel crown that we have in terms of trauma, supra-tertiary facilities, more than 12 hospitals and other facilities within this great big center, health center, to which many medically indigent as well as the rest of the population in Puerto Rico goes when it has really very complex health situations. The first graph that I am depicting for you here is the declining enrollment in the medical campus. What we are going to talk together is this link between the University of Puerto Rico Medical Science Campus and the medical center in Puerto Rico. As you can see there, in 2003, the blue line depicts the number of students enrolled in the medical campus for 3,282 students, and or 292, sorry, and now in 2022 it's 2,327 students. So close to 900 students lesser students in the enrollment in the medical campus. Let's look then at what is happening, because the risk that we are facing right now is the accreditation of the medical sciences center, the campus, and that is a risk that will also deepen the crisis in the medical center in Puerto Rico. And this next graph depicts for you the budget that the University of Puerto Rico has within the three principal campuses and administration in 2019 compared with the reductions or increases in their budgets as of 2022. The first one is the Medical Sciences Campus, RCM in Spanish, and in 2019 it had a budget of $257.3 million. The reduction in 2022 amounted to $76 million. That's a hefty reduction in its budget. If we go to the Maya West campus, it's the $247.7 million. Their budget was reduced by $38 million, much less than for medical campus, which I understand it's even a more essential service than say the engineering college and the other degrees that Maya West campus is offering. And the same thing for Rio Piedras. The budget for Rio Piedras was close to $270 million in 2019, but they suffered a reduction of $61 million. True, all these are hefty reductions in a state university that needs not less but more revenues in order to provide what is really the heart of whatever country can be in terms of competitiveness. You need a labor force, an educated population, and the state university is the one that is supposed to provide that together with other private universities. Interesting that the other campuses, Carolina, Arecibo, Utuado, anyway, other campuses, smaller ones that the University of Puerto Rico has, they have a combined budget of $347 million, and they suffered a reduction of $52 million. But the last two columns are really very telling. Administration and the Board of Trustees had a budget of $31.3 million in 2019, and they received an increase in their budget of $154 million. Monies that the other campuses, in particular the Medical Sciences Campus, needs. So let's pay attention, people. Let's put the eye on the ball. What is it that we need so that the Medical Sciences Campus does not lose its accreditation? Because the risk is enormous for the medical center. Medical center relies on all these doctors and specialists who are teaching in the medical campus, and together with the other students in their final years who are specializing or who are in training, they are really the heart of the medical center. And if they are going to lose the accreditation, this campus, it's what's going to happen is that maybe many of these doctors are not going to be providing services in the medical center, which, by the way, are either paid by the Department of Health or in their private practices whenever they invoice the private healthcare insurance, insurance companies, they get paid. Well, if the campus is not accredited, why should they stay there? They might decide, the prestige of looking into other private hospitals or maybe migrating outside Puerto Rico. So that's going to make it very acute. Medical center already in a budget crisis, already now facing this other crisis of its human resources, especially of that specialized faculty that we need from the medical campus. And on top of that reduction, now we have the other expense, which is Paygo, the pensions. The entire university has $118 million, which are currently being paid. Those pensioners are being paid by the general fund. So we as taxpayers pay, but the University of Puerto Rico, the medical science campus, pays like $7 million, like 25% of its own resources, of its own revenues are being paid into this pensions Paygo. So even more, Paygo also takes away resources that are necessary for the medical campus to really get its act together, be it administratively or really provide all the information that is needed by these accrediting agencies. There are also in our next table, or the last one that I'm depicting here, the dramatic changes that's from 2003 through 2022 in the budget of the medical sciences campus. Payroll has been increasing 16%, despite the fact that enrollment has been declining 29%. In materials, it has suffered a reduction in 70%, and in other items within their budget, a 58%. So we have to focus administratively. There is a story to tell here. The truth is that there is the other crisis, and we have to pay attention to this. Don't forget, those of you who like our capsules, to go to YouTube, subscribe to the Voice of Heidie Calero, and those capsules that you like, give us a like with a thumbs up, and don't forget, the economy is all of us. Thank you.